Bastish Bia for 64K, and welcome to another episode of Loot and Booty. And welcome back. So today I'm going to be traveling out to a place called the Video Game Trader. It's a retro game store headed right up there in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's supposed to be jam-packed with video games and consoles, so it should be pretty good. So it's still about an hour's drive until we get there. So in the meantime, you can check out a whole bunch of thrifting I've been on recently. Due to the Rona, obviously, thrifting has been pretty slim, but I've still managed to find some pretty cool stuff. Everywhere I seem to be going in thrift stores, I've been finding these steering wheel peripherals for all different systems. It's kind of strange. It's like they're just popping out of the woodwork everywhere. Look at this old PC Wingman joystick, super cool. I bet they'll be awesome for Wing Commander. And some Indiana Jones collection, nice. Let's see what we got here. Temple of Doom Raiders, Crystal Skull, come on, ruined it. Some trashy vinyl as usual, Sandy Posey, Own a Woman. I should hope so, Sandy, I should hope so. What over here, some games. Got MotoGP 07 by Capcom, haven't got that one, I have to pick that up. Some VHS, Young Guns, love this movie. I'm more of a fan of the second one, even more, but I still like this one as well. DVDs, DVD minus R, don't need those. I'm looking for CD minus R's so I can burn more Saturn games. Oh yes, beautiful. I'll take that. And some VHS again. Spice Girls live in Istanbul, anybody? And some more games. A bunch of PSP stuff, some trashy UMD movies. Here's one good one here. Grand Theft Auto Varsity Stories. I already have it. Leave it for somebody else. Next. And we got Pokemon Tournament. Not really interested in that one. Some vinyls. Leon Everett, Hurricane. Leon! Do up the shirt, dude. Leon! Tainted. Need for Speed 2 on PC, already got it. Bronson collection on VHS. Pity it's got Death Wish 4 and Assassination, definitely not his best stuff. And only in Canada would you find curling takeout weight. What a piece of trash. Game tainted. More VHS madness. Pulp Fiction, yeah, what a nice copy. I'll pick that one up. Shanghai Street Racer, are you kidding me? Look at this cover. Holy moly. Looks like they forgot to put the textures in the graphics. And some cassettes. Remember when Michael Bolton was popular? Michael Bolton, Time, Love and Tenderness. This has got his version of When a Man Loves a Woman. Nasty. Shadow of the Dam by Suda51. It's one of the coolest Xbox 360 games that nobody played. Check it out. Next. Some vinyl madness again. Oh my god, Elio. What's with the hair, dude? Wow. Some big box PC games. Finally, something good. Test Drive Off-Road. Sweet. I'll take that. More vinyl madness. Exile, hang on to your hearts. Look at these dudes. There's nobody hanging on to any hearts here. And more PC stuff. The Ardean Offensive by SSR. Very cool. It's going to be a cool strategy game. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Vinyl madness. The bouquet of Slovak songs. Oh my goodness. Atari 2600 game, cool, haven't got this one, might pick that up, but it's the thing next to it I'm really concerned about. The best of Mahjong, gotta love it, sign of quality when it's a shareware. Found 3D dot game heroes by Atlas, awesome, and the Assassin's Creed The Americas collection. Got Liberation, Assassin's 3 and Black Flag. Leon Greenwood, anybody? Super Polka with Frankie Yakovic. Oh wow, that's the end of that. Tainted. Next. Now looking at the magazine rack, sometimes you find cool comic books. Oh, got an EGM here. Nintendo Power, found a whole stash of these things. They were all hidden behind these horrible gardening and other rubbish magazines. Pick those up. And whoa, we got video disc selection. Check it out. Saturday Night Fever, Wrath of Khan, sweet. Dracula, whoa, the Lugosi version. Muppet movie, check out all these things. Some more VHSs. I remember watching this with my dad. Loved this movie. If you've never seen it, Kelly's Heroes with Clint Eastwood and Donald Sutherland. Check it out. Got an EA Sports plug and play. It's probably got some Madden or FIFA trash on it. That's what I would guess. Anyway, what have we got here? What? The Beat of the Ukraine. Oh my goodness. Urban Chipmunk. Jeez. Tainted. And what's got some games? Oh, Tomb Raider 3, Adventures in India. This is one of these expansion packs for the PC version. And some NES games. Blades of Steel's the only good one. Already got it. Found some more laser discs randomly. Horrible selection. Except these few. Nick of Time, super cool underrated movie. Take that. Clear and Present Danger, hells yes. Awesome movie. And we got another one of these Harlequin things. This one's for NES and Super Nintendo. I've had some really bad experience with Harlequin products. I don't know why, I'm not saying they're bad, they're just 39, forget that. And, found Speed, Laserdisc as well. Laserdisc Fest here. I'll take that as well. Some more trashy games. I found Siphon Filter though. Logan's Shadow, haven't got that one. And some Genesis stuff. I got all of these except that little Biohazard Battle hidden there. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to start showing you all the stuff I've picked up in the last few months. Like I said earlier, due to the Rona, thrifting has been pretty slim. Not a lot of stuff to find. I haven't been out to thrift, to be honest, not very often, so it's taken ages to gather this footage. It's just taken months and months of footage all mashed together. Anyway, these are most of the things I found. Obviously not showing you all the furniture I found, like shelving and all that, which I've been using to furnish my games room, but that's obviously not very interesting. So let's start checking this stuff out. So first we've got a game here. I found this Atari 2600 game. I actually found this just the other day. This is called Target Fun. It's got shooting gallery, planes, submarines, and ships. I love how just so basic, gaming was back then. I had an Atari 2600 when I was a kid. It was my second console. My dad bought one of those standalone Pong machines originally, so that was technically our first console we had. Anyway, the Atari 2600 was second. I don't have a massive nostalgia for the 2600. I do like it. There's a handful of games which I think are still pretty excellent, Pitfall and Hero and stuff like that, but this was cheap. I think it was $5, so I was just like, what the heck, Next is this VHS copy of Young Guns, super awesome movie. I mean, look at that cast. Emilio, Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, etc, etc. This is a cool movie. I really like it. I watched it about a year ago, and it still holds up pretty well. I'm a big fan of the second one a lot more than this one. Having said that, I still like both of them. It's a cool movie. I tried to set up my VHS the other day to start watching old stuff, but I think the belt or something is toast on that thing, so it's the end of the VHS. I'm gonna have to try and find some other one. I set up the Laserdisc player though. That works really well. My daughter watched Aladdin, so anyway, Young Guns. And I picked up a PSP game I don't own. This is Siphon Filter, Logo and Shadow. And this looks pretty cool. It's got some really cool graphics. Looks like it's a, good continuation of the series. I don't know much about this game. PSP games are extremely good. They're really well made. It's a super underrated handheld system. If you don't own one, you should pick one up. Games are still very cheap. You can find them all over the place, and yeah, they are generally pretty damn cheap. This I got at the thrift store. Obviously it was only a few dollars. So next is a PS2 game I don't have. This is called MotoGP 07. This is released by Capcom. I'm pretty sure they never made this game. It's just like them distributing it. But anyway, I haven't really ever found a motorcycle game, like a motorcycle Grand Prix kind of racing game that I've really enjoyed. It's been years and years and years. I've been trying to find one. If anybody has any suggestions for good motorcycle games, I mean, Manx TT on the Saturn I really liked, but besides that, there's not a lot. And obviously Super Cycle on the Commodore 64, but that's like massive gaps. Motorcycle games are pretty hard to make, I think. Just because of the mechanics of how it drives. But yeah, looking forward to trying this one out. And next, to my delight, I found a big box PC game, Test Drive Off-Road. You don't find these often anymore. I used to run into them a lot. Now it's very rare. This game is made by Accolade. It's right near the end of the Accolade life cycle. I did a documentary on them. This one came out right near the end. Anyway, this is 1997, I believe. For sale in Canada only, apparently. No idea why, but this is a pretty good game. It's not as good as the original Test Drive series. It's kind of just like a variation on it. It does the 4x4 off-road kind of deal, like a lot of games were doing at the time when this came out. So yeah, this is a really nice copy there. Next is another movie to add to my VHS collection. This is a really cool copy of The Road Warrior. It looks brand new, and there it is. I would say that this is the best Max movie, and then obviously the first one, and Thunderdome's third. I have no problem with Thunderdome. I know a lot of people hate it. I think it's still quite good, but this is by far the best one. And jumping over to more weird movies, I got this. This is a video disc. Yeah, I found video disc. I got another one here also. I'll show you. This is The Thing from Another World. This is not the John Carpenter 1980s version of The Thing. This is actually the original 1950s B movie. You can check it there. Good old black and white. So this movie is not very good. I've seen it before many years ago, but it's very cool to check out, like, the original version of The Thing. It has everything, you'd expect from a B movie. Bad acting, horrible writing, terrible effects. Just everything is just awful, but B movies are just have some sort of certain charm to them that I just love watching. Anyway, it's very cool to have this. Another weird movie find, Speed on Laserdisc with old Keanu. This is the original, not that rubbish boat one. Anyway, this is a cool movie as well. Dennis Hopper's performance in this is awesome. He's such a crazy dude. And Keanu in his prime. I don't know what else to say about this movie. I just like it. It hasn't aged all that well in certain parts. It's a little bit chunky, but it's still a fun movie, and that's what's the most important for me anyway, is entertainment and fun. So I still like it. So I was fortunate enough to find a whole whack load of Nintendo Power magazines. These I got for 50 cents each, and if you know how expensive these are online, you'll know what I'm talking about. So these are all from the early 2000s up until about 2010. It's just a bit of a mixture. So overall I got 13 issues here. They're in really good condition. Always be good use to have these around for videos and that, to look back on information. This covers a lot of like GameCube stuff, and I really like the GameCube. It's a really underrated system. I haven't even covered it at all on my channel. I will at some point. There are some really cool games on it that I'd like to show. Next was an unexpectedly cool find. This is Biohazard Battle for the Sega Genesis. This is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. It's actually pretty good. It's not the best one on the system, but it's still a pretty good one. And it got the instructions and everything, so it's a really good condition. I'm very surprised. It was really cheap too. They had a Sonic 2 and I think Echo the Dolphin there as well. I wanted to pick up Echo the Dolphin, but I decided to go for this because I really don't see this very often. And back to the other video disc find. This is Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. This is an awesome Star Trek movie. of the original cast, and I would say this is probably, I know most people would class this one as the best of the original cast movie, but I would say it's my second favorite. My favorite one is Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. The combination of like them coming back in time travel, 1984, and just everything like that just made that one, and the comedy of that just made it my personal favorite. But Wrath of Khan is right up there, probably the second. Super cool movie, definitely check it out. Next was the other big box PC game fan, the Ardennes Offensive. This is released by SSR. If you know those guys, they made kind of war strategy games, turn-based strategy games in the 80s and 90s. This one came out in the late 90s, I want to say 1997, and yeah, you know, big old strategy fest. This must have come out near the end of SSR's run. I don't remember them carrying on for too much longer. I haven't done proper research on how long, when SSR actually shut down. It was a company I really liked, especially their RPGs. I never played a lot of their RPGs. I played a handful of them, but their Dungeons and Dragons games were pretty excellent. And next is another Laserdisc farm. This is Clear and Present Danger. This movie has an excellent cast. Obviously Harrison Ford is Jack Ryan. It's got James Earl Jones. It's got Willem Dafoe's in this. He's really cool. And this movie is very cool. It's better than Patriot Games. Patriot Games was the first one with Harrison Ford as Jack Ryan. I think this one's better, even though Patriot Games is a fantastic movie. It's got Sean Bean, and he dies horribly in it, just like all movies with Sean Bean in it. Anyway, this is the second person to play Jack Ryan. The first person was obviously Alec Baldwin in The Hunt for Red October. I think Alec Baldwin did the best job of Jack Ryan overall. Harrison Ford does a great job too. I think both of them do the best. I think the other ones are totally forgettable. You know, Affleck and that Star Trek dude. But I haven't watched the TV show. My wife said that's actually really good. That does look actually really good. But just on movies, I would say Harrison Ford and Alec Baldwin did the best job. Check this movie out if you haven't. Next is a PS3 fan, 3D Dot Game Heroes. I'm not a big fan of the PS3 at all. You know, there's a handful of games I would like to play, but generally speaking, the Xbox 360 was just my system. But that doesn't mean there isn't good games like exclusives. This was a game I always looked at and thought it looked pretty damn fun. Create your own characters in this kind of pixel world. It's like got this kind of Zelda kind of vibe. It's released by Atlas. That's the thing that drew me to it. I love Atlas games. Even when they do games that I'm not really interested, I still often pick them up because I just love supporting Atlas. And the last movie is the Laserdisc version of Nick of Time. If you've never seen this movie, it's with Johnny Depp. This is like 90s, mid-90s or something like that. This is a very cool movie. The premise, I don't want to ruin the plot of it if you've never seen it because it's cool, but the movie takes place in real time. So for an example, like there's a point where Christopher Walken's in this, by the way, he gives Johnny like an ultimatum. He has to do something in a certain amount of time, and he says he's got 90 minutes to do it. And as soon as he says that in the movie is 90 minutes exactly until the end. So I really like that. It's like you are with him while he's trying to figure it out in 90 minutes in real time. So you kind of get that sense that everything is happening right now and it's happening as if you were following him. I think it's a really cool idea and it works really well. This is a very underrated movie. Check it out also. And the last pickup is this Assassin's Creed The Americas Collection for the Xbox 360. It's got Assassin's Creed Liberation, Assassin's Creed 3, and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. These are all pretty good ones. I say Liberation's the weakest one of the bunch, but that's simply because it was a PSP game, you know, converted to an Xbox 360. If you play that on the PSP, it's very impressive. It's a little bit generic on, you know, when you see it like blown up next to these other ones. Assassin's Creed 3 is a good one. Black Flag is my personal favorite of the Assassin's Creed series. That and probably number 2, those are just fantastic. Anyway, it's really cool to have this all in one. It comes on 4 discs, which I was a little bit confused with, because there's only 3 games, but apparently Black Flag is 2 discs on the Xbox 360. I played the Xbox One version, so that's why I thought, like, why is there an extra disc? But yeah, gotta love a good old Assassin's Creed game. Yeah, and that's everything I've picked up for the last couple of months, so let's get back to that road trip. Okay, so I've just arrived. The mall's just over there. It's currently minus 16 out there. Just warming myself up. Let's go inside and check this place out. And yeah, I think I'm in the right place. We got Sonic the Hedgehog on a Commodore 64 monitor. Oh yeah, I'm in for a good time. Video game trader, and here we are. And I was trying to give an overview here, but this place is massive. It's got like a double the amount of space behind me. It's kind of hard to show how big these are on camera. This is a whole classic Atari section with a whole bunch of 2600s and all different varieties. This is like the older section. You've got all these boxed NES games. We'll look at them closer later. And a whole bunch, Commodore 64 stuff and television. We'll be getting back to that. Yoda with a power glove, what more can I say? Even got an arcade and an area you can test out stuff if you want to. That Mario Brothers movie was awful, but I still love the cheesiness of the Street Fighter movie. And yeah, we got a whole lot of Star Wars Xbox original games. I've got all of those. Yeah, it's loose NES games. They got a ton of them. Hey, we got a Bomberman Super Famicom multi-tap, some Secret of Mana, some Intellivision section, some cool titles here, IntelliVoice, a whole bunch of loose Super Nintendo games. Olympian 2600. I've never actually seen one of these in reality before. There we got an old TSR 80 from Radio Shack. And a good old Vectrex. Those things are so expensive. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of old PS1 games. Found a Duke Nukem, Time to Kill. And you don't see 32X games flying about too much these days. Got a whole bunch of cool Genesis stuff here as well. And the Master System, which just doesn't get enough love. Got the PlayStation section. These are the slightly more expensive games behind glass. And you got a massive selection down here of PS2 RPGs. Really, some really good ones down there. And Atari Lynx, the second version, some cool games. I really wanted to get that. I think it was just out of my price range. And this is more PS1 section. These are more the cheaper games to buy. Boxed Game Gear. And some Mega Man light thing you can put on your arm, I guess. Some Xbox original stuff. Special Forces Nemesis Strike. I've never seen this game ever. I don't even know what this is. And some Dungeons and Dragons and television stuff. I got those ones. Star Trek. Pit Stop on C64. Getting that. Some more C64 stuff there. Got Ghosts and Goblins already. And I seriously didn't know there was a Speedball version on the PS1. I don't know how this escaped me. Got the Bitmap Brothers logo there. And TurboGrafx 16. Don't see those very often either. Only at conventions. Had quite a lot of games. Devil's Crush. Super cool. Yeah, some more PS2 games. This is Wild Arms 3. This is a super underrated game. It's a really good price. Check it out. Sega CD section. Just love it. They got a bunch of generic Saturn games there. As usual, Saturn stuff is hard to find. But the Sega CD ones, I got a lot of them, but there's some cool ones here I would love to have picked up. And we got some more Super Nintendo. This is box stuff. Quite a big selection. Sword of Vermilion and Starflight on the Genesis. So cool. Then you got the beast that is Shaq Fu. What is that thing doing here? And I found this game, Naval Assault, The Killing Tide. I've seen this somewhere before. I was always interested. It's a sub simulator, so I'm totally getting it. Here's a closer look at some of those NES boxed games. That's the Dreamcast section, not too many here. We also got some of these more modern Dreamcast releases that come out of the last 10 years. That's pretty cool. And you got a Dragon's Lair display here, very nice. Some PSP games. I've already got this one, Sid Meier's Pirates, but damn is it a good game, and it's super cheap. This is the collector's corner. These games are super expensive. I'm not into collecting collector's editions anymore. I've gone well past that, but if you like that, they got a lot. A Dreamcast, you got a Saturn. Love these systems. Dragon Force, such a good game. Here's the Panzer Dragoon collection, pretty impressive. There's a whole bunch of controllers. We got new and old ones, and when I mean new ones or new peripherals made for old systems, as well as the older stuff, which is nice. Back to the PS2 section. I found this gem. The Bubble Game, anybody? And yeah, it's E.T. seems like the mascot here. Anyway, he's got his own full section, so if you want to play one of the worst games I've ever played, they got plenty of copies. And yeah, that's Video Game Traders in a nutshell. Okay, so I'm back. That place was pretty damn awesome. Anyway, let me show you what I picked up. First is Star Trek, the 25th anniversary. You can see this is in one of these plastic kind of protective covers. The game is sealed actually. That's not going to be for long. I'm obviously going to rip it open. I'm not going to keep sealed games. That's ridiculous. This game looks pretty good. I've never actually played this game on the NES, so it should be interesting. I'm a big fan of Star Trek games, especially the 90s ones, so this should be cool to check out. Next was a very unexpected find, a Commodore 64 game, near and dear to my heart. I got the original version of Pit Stop. This game came out in 1983. Look at all the original Epix logo with the thinking man. It's also got the instructions and everything, and it's the cartridge version, which is pretty cool. And if you haven't seen it yet, I got a full documentary on the complete history of Epix, so definitely check that out if you're interested. Next is a PS2 game, Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift. I've never seen this one before. I think this is part of the Shutoku Battle series that started on the, I think they started on the Saturn. Definitely the Dreamcast games made them super popular over here in North America anyway. And yeah, I've never seen this one. These games are really fun. This one looks like it's a drifting one in the Japanese mountainsides, that kind of game. So yeah, it was super cheap too. Next is a 360 game I bought digitally like many years ago, and I think I played it once and I just never got back to it because I had just too many games at the time. That old chestnut. Anyway, this is Sega Rally Revo. I really want to play this again. It should be pretty cool. I remember I had quite a bit of fun. Like I said, I only played it like once. I don't know why. It'll be a cool idea to make a video on the entire Sega Rally series, all three of them. I think that would be quite nice, but glad to have this one. Next is a game I played on my Commodore 64 to death. It's called Starflight. This is the Sega Genesis version. This is released by Electronic Arts. This game was super awesome, totally worth playing. This thing is heavy as heck. Got the cartridge and the full manual. The manual is absolutely massive. I remember the Commodore 64 one coming with a massive map of the galaxy. I don't know if there's a map in that manual or whether the map's not here. Either way, who cares? This is a super cool game. If you've never played it before, highly recommended. And last but not least, there's a 360 game called Naval Assault, The Killing Tide. I've never played this one either. I'm a massive fan of like Navy simulations, especially submarine games. If you checked out my Commodore 64 Navy video, you'll know what I mean. Anyway, this looks pretty cool. It's a pretty unknown game, and I really look forward to trying it out. Always up for a good sub game. And that was all the games I picked up. I really wanted to pick up that Atari Lynx system. Maybe I'll go back there if they still have it. I might want to get that. Maybe I should have got it. Anyway, they got a ton of consoles and systems, so if you're looking for that kind of thing as well, definitely check that place out. So, thanks for joining me, Bassish B, on another road tripping adventure. If you can like and subscribe, that will be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.